Welcome back to the Boondocks Homestead. Today, guys, we're going to can some meat, so don't go nowhere. All right, today we're going to can some venison, some turkey, and some chicken legs. And I'm hoping to get all this done before 2 o'clock, but I cannot promise. So we're going to go through the basics, though. So you're going to know you'll know how to can some meat before this video is over, okay? So stick with me. And excuse me for my mess back here. My counter back here is busy as all get out. But I found fruit this morning on sale. So I had to go pick it up, and I had to put it in the sink and put my vinegar in it, and get it all cleaned off. So it's sitting there kind of drying before I freeze it. I got all this stuff going on. I got blackberry juice over here. I'm going to make some blackberry jam out of. I just got a lot going on here. And I got a very short time to get this all done. But anyway, I mean, not today, but like before the farmer's market starts and everything, I got a lot to do. And before we get our pigs butchered, because I'm making room in the freezer so we can when we get those butchered, we'll have a place for them. Freezers, I should say. We've got 4 of them. It's like I gotta make room. So we're gonna can meat, and that'll preserve it even longer. Okay. So right now I've got my jars boiling. I'm sterilizing my jars. Remember I told you on the other video, if you haven't watched it, it's called Canning 2, and it's got some tips and some safety procedures and stuff. I'm sure it's not an exhaustive list. I'm sure I didn't cover everything. I kept thinking of things, after I made the video, and I'm like, oh, this is really hard to do, because I just take it for granted because I do it every day, and it's just like comes second nature to me. So to try to then relay it to you all and get it all, well, I struggled a little, but if you just stick with these videos, you're going to learn how to can. You're going to know how to can if you don't already. And anyway, so I got those, sterilizing those. I've got the lids and the rings in here, and I'm sterilizing those. Remember I told you yesterday, I read somewheres online that in several different places that you didn't have to sterilize your jars or your rings anymore if you're going to pressure can. Not water bath, but pressure can. And so I've done that before, but I just thought it to be very risky. If we did it for so long, then why? And now we don't have to do it. I don't know. I just don't know. So I just want everything on the uppity up with my canned goods, and you could be possibly different, and that's fine too. You do it how you want to, but I know that my food's going to be safe, or safe as possible, the way I'm doing it. Okay. So I've got my venison cut up. I've got it cut up in chunks. Very lean. I took all the white off. That's called sinew, and I took all that off of there. That's what gives it that wild taste that nobody likes. So if you get all that white off there, used to years ago, we always thought it was, well, it's that blood. That blood's making it taste like that. But some very good friends of ours, again, taught us that it's the white. Get all that white off of there, and that will help you out. Then I've got our turkey that we butchered here on the farm. Tim did, and I think his boys helped him, our boys, and someone did. I don't know, but we got them all. He did 3 of them last year, I think, and so I'm trying to kind of cut back on those out of the freezer. And so I'm going to put some of the. I've never had it I've never canned turkey. And this is turkey breast. So we're going to try it. And if it's any good, then he's bought another Tom. So we'll be having more turkeys, and we'll be able to butcher more. But, and they're really good. Really good. So anyways, I'm not going to keep you on here while this is heating up, because this is not a good idea either, to put a towel on here to try to lift up. See how that steam comes out? I was trying to tell you on my other video, my canning video, be careful with that, because that can burn you. That steam can sometimes burn you worse than sticking your finger in the water. It really can burn you. So this is going to be just a little bit longer. And when those are done, now I'm not canning in this. I'm just I'm sterilizing my jars in this. I'm going to pressure can this meat. Remember I told you on the other one, I pressure can 90 minutes for a quart. And I think it's 75 for a pint, but I'll make for sure before we go through and do it. Yeah, it's 1 hour and 15 minutes for a pint, and a quart it's 1 hour and 30 minutes. That's what it is. So I've got my water filled up in my canner, and whatever canner you're using, go by your booklet, that come with your canner. And if you don't have a canner, well, we have all this technology. You can just look it up online, and it'll tell you where to put the water level in there for your jars. Okay. Now I think I told you everything for now. I really can't do anything else until those get done, and then we'll fill the jars and we'll do the whole procedure, and we'll get on with it. Okay. So don't go nowhere. Now let's get busy. Okay. I got my stuff going. I got my lids and my rings. They're ready to go. My jars, I'm going to bring them out with my jar lifters. And I got my debubblers, both of them. I don't know why. Probably just need this one. And because I think this is going to be to that bottom ring. Let's see. Hot pack. Fill. Raw pack. Okay. Raw meat jarling. 1 inch headspace. So I think that's to the, we'll check it. I'm pretty sure that's to that bottom ring. Okay. Now, let's just get us some out. I'm going to do my big jars. I'm going to put my venison in my big jars, y'all. That's what I'm going to do. So if I want to take this out, and because I forgot to show you on that other video how that deer meat just falls apart with your fork. I mean, it just falls apart. I'm not even kidding you. Any meat that you do this to will just fall apart. But we'll take it, and I'll drain it. I'll get it off the shelf, drain it, and then I'll put barbecue sauce in it, and we'll eat it on buns, my homemade sourdough buns. Yum. And that's how we'll eat it a lot of times. Or you can put it in your stew or your soup, your beef soup or stew or whatever. Just add it last, put it in last because it's already done. It's really done. It's so soft. It's really good. I mean, it's the best way, I think. That's just what I think, my opinion. Which everyone's got their own opinion about stuff, and taste. Everyone's got their own taste, And some people don't even like deer. That's hot. Okay, let's get this going. Let me get my funnel. Just when I thought I was prepared, then I wasn't. Okay, we're gonna use that one, and I really like using the stainless steel on with raw meat and stuff. Okay, because nothing can live on this, no bacteria or nothing. On the stainless steel, that's why you see that in all your kitchens and your restaurants and everything. Okay, that's what they want you to have. All right, so I've got these chunked up. See that? Just chunks. You don't want real small because, like I said, it's going to get really soft. And now these I will process 90 minutes. They'll go ahead and go the full 90. And I don't play around with this deer meat either, okay? It's got to be done for me. I don't eat raw meat. I don't do it. I don't do it. I'm not doing it. It doesn't even sound appetizing to me. No steak, no burger, no nothing raw. It's got to be done for me. Okay, see that there? That's about to the bottom ring. Okay, let me do this one. I may just have enough for 2 jars, y'all. You don't worry about the blood that's in there. I rinsed it and everything, but it's still got blood coming in, Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. There's nothing to worry about. I may just have enough for 2 jars of the deer meat, but that's okay. That's 2 more jars I didn't have on my shelf. Right? So you gotta look at that. And I'm just going to tell you, I may speed through some of this video. If you'll notice some of my videos, it goes from one scene to the next. It's because I get to gabbing, or I'll get to doing something, or stuff like this. You don't need to watch me put all that in that jar, twice. Once is enough, right? So I will cut a lot of that out of there. Now, you see how that one's not quite full. I'm going to put a little bit to make that kind of even. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work. Hold on a minute. Now, there. Okay. Okay, remember what I told you on the other video if you watched it. If you didn't, I'm going to tell you again. that. This is the kind of salt you want to use. Don't use table salt on your meat. I said it'll ruin it. It's what I've always heard, and I've never done it, that it would ruin your stuff. Now, people may use it. I know it will discolor your food. It can change the taste in your food because table salt is a man-made, thing. This pickling salt, canning and pickling salt, is what you want to use if you don't use. I use Redmond. Now I've got some of this left. I'm going to keep it for my pickles. I'm not going to use it today. I'm going to use my Redmond salt. I just really like that Redmond salt. It's got your magnesium and your minerals and your vitamin, everything you need in it. Okay? Man hasn't tampered with it. I've got blueberries all over my fingers. I got all that packaged though and got it froze, those blueberries and strawberries. But anyway, the salt, and this salt here, this Redmond salt, it's sea salt, natural sea, right from here. It's from here in the States. And it's really hard to find now. You can't hardly get the big. I was buying the big, well, I did once, and that's what I still got some left, but I use it in everything. And now you can't buy them big ones anymore because everyone's catching on to it and they're buying it. But I'm glad that y'all are buying it. That's good. That is good. Okay. Now I'm going to put, I think here it probably tells you can put, salt is optional. Now that's what I was going to tell you. Salt is just, it's not a preservative in your canning, okay? Salt is for taste only. Your preservative is in this jar. You're preserving it in this jar. I mean, it don't have anything to do with anything, okay? Salt don't. Just the taste. Okay, so this says, well, I'm on chicken, duck, goose, turkey, and game birds. That's where I'll need to be in a minute. But right now, we'll go to beef if I can find it. Or stew meat, yeah, beef. That's kind of what that is. Salt optional, meat and water. That's all you put. And you put as much salt as you want, I reckon, but I don't want to put a lot of salt. I'm going to put a half of a teaspoon. No, I'm going to put a teaspoon. Yeah, half of a teaspoon, I think. Yes. Half a teaspoon. I'm going to use my Redmond salt. Half. My hot water is ready to go. Let me get a pot lifter here. I need my fan on, really. Look at that. I need my fan on, but you all won't be able to hear me if I do that. Now, I hope this don't melt I don't think it will. An inch headspace, isn't that what we said, guys? Inch headspace. And listen, when I say guys or gals or kids or anything, don't be offended. Nope, we're not doing that. I say that all the time, and I don't mean either or, and, or but, or whatever. It's just to you all, okay? Y'all. Sometimes I say y'all. Sometimes I say, that cooked my meat a little bit there. Got a little brown on top. That's okay. Not a big deal. Now look here, remember I showed you on that other video, if you watched it, you got to get the air out of here. You do. You got to get that air on out of there. I think I just about got it out. That's good. Now let's see if that's an inch. Oh, did it say inch on here? Let me see. Add half inch. Okay. Oh, half teaspoon salt. I did good. Okay, 1 teaspoon. 1 inch headspace. That would be to right here, this very top ledge. I'm a little over. Okay? So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some of that water out because let me tell you something. There's a lot of water in that meat. Let me pour this back in here. It's red water now, but that's okay. That ain't going to hurt nothing. Not a thing. We're just going to take, probably easier if I just poured that out of there. Now let's see. Kids. Perfect. Pour some of this out. Ooh, that's hot. Woo! Now I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to debubble it. You can hear the air. I don't know if you did. I could hear. Well, you should. The mic is right here on me. You should have been able to hear that. Okay. All right. We're in business. Okay, let me pour this out. A little bit more to the top. Okay. Now, do y'all remember? Do you remember what we're supposed to do next? What's the next step? I think it's this. It's the vinegar. We debubbled. I checked my jars before. My jars are good. No cracks, no stress fractures. We're good. We're good on that. That doesn't mean you still won't have one bust in the thing, because it could happen. You just don't ever know. But we're going to get all that, take that vinegar and get all that nasty off the rim, okay? Let's do the next one. All right. Now we've got the deer done. I mean, it's on its way to being put in the canner. Let me move this a little. Now you can also make a broth. You can put a beef broth in there and do that, okay, if you want to. But I'm not, because like I said, we like to take it out and then I will dress it up with however I want it. If we want to barbecue it, if we want to put it in soup, if we whatever we want to do, okay, then I do that after I get it out of there. Okay. Those are little mouth. Now, did you see that? I used little mouth ones. I've got some big mouth ones in there, large mouth. Ugh. Right on there. Put that right on there. Finger tight, remember? Finger tight. I'm just going to set this off to, no, I'm going to put it in here. Okay, here's what I'm going to do, because we want to keep these hot. That's one reason how your, hold on a minute. That's one reason that your jars will bust in your pressure canner. And that is if you put cold, because that was cold meat, right? So we're going to scoot that over and turn it off. I don't know why I still have it on. And I'm going to just, yeah, that's warm. And we're going to get this going. And I'm going to set this in here. And I want to bring that to the same temperature before I do anything. I want to bring what's in the jar to the same temperature as that water. Because if you don't, you're going to have issues. You could bust a jar. Okay? Finger tight. So I'm just going to set those in there like that. While I'm doing the rest of it, they can be warming up. Got it? Got it? You know what? I didn't want this one. Yeah, I do. Hold on just a minute. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put my chicken legs in here, but I'm not going to be able to do it with the rest of my meat because, remember, I don't, my bones. I don't want to, I'm going to let you watch me put these in here. This jar's hot. Okay. Okay, it's really hot. That's okay. I'm going to put one more. I'm going to squeeze one more in there, y'all. Wait a minute. I just seen a chicken feather. Why don't they clean that off? I should have probably, I did wash these off before I put them in there. I always do. I guess they were stuck. Here's a couple more. Now, who does that? I clean mine better when we butcher ours here. Come on now. Okay. Put him in here. We're going to squeeze him on there. Sometimes it's hard. But he'll go. You hear that? Now, see, that'll be a little hard to debubble, but we'll get it done. Let me wash my hands. And you know, listen, I shouldn't tell you guys this because, you know, everyone's like, well, you're so particular about your canning, but I will eat, like I ate cookie dough the other day. I was making for the farmer's market cookies. And there's a little bit of cookie dough left, wasn't enough for a cookie, and I ate it. I had to. I couldn't throw it away. Anyway, so I will do that with my chickens. I will. But I wouldn't do that with store-bought chicken, and I wouldn't do it with store-bought chicken. I'm careful with that kind of stuff now, and I wash my hands, and I'm kind of, don't want no cross-contamination. I don't know where these chickens have been. My chickens just play around in my flower bed, okay? I don't know where these chickens have been, so I don't play around with that. So that's that. I'm not telling you to eat raw cookie dough. I'm just telling you. Where'd my water go? Right here. I'm just, you know what? We're not going to put that water in there yet. We'll go ahead and put salt in there, but we're going to have to him. You know what? I'm just going to put him in there with the rest of it. I did it all this time. I've been doing it that way. But when I do a big batch of it, I won't. And then I just want to see how it goes. You know what I mean? Let me put my salt in there. Again, this is just for taste. Oh, I really messed up, y'all. Let me get my... I'm sitting here thinking, okay, what can I do here? What can I do without burning myself? I put too much water. Too much water. All right, let's see. Now let's do this. Probably poured my salt off. You know what? That's okay. I'm not wasting no more in there. Whatever I put it in is gonna have salt or something in it anyway, right? Okay. All right. That's pretty good right there. I can tell. Now I got 4 chicken legs in there. That's usually what I get in there. I need some more water because you see how that went down after I... Now, look. Here's my... I don't think this was the paper towel I was using. No, that was clean on that side anyway. It was. Okay, get that off, cleaned off real good. Okay, now here you go. I know I'm doing this with my hands, but my hands are pretty clean. It'll be all right. Okay, finger tight. There's another one. You know what though? My little jars, maybe. Oh, all I've got left is that turkey. I might be able to fit that in that one big jar. Then I won't have to use the little ones, and I can put them all in one batch. That would be wonderful. You guys, this is how I talk when the camera's not going, and no one's here. It's just me and God. That's it. I still talk like this. It is what it is, right? Where my things go? But I've always done that. You know, when I was younger. I mean, it don't have nothing to do with age, really. Okay. Now my turkey. Ooh, I don't know. You know what? There's not going to be enough for another jar anyway, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll just cook that up some way, somehow. Tim will be like, you can't? The turkey? Because he really likes it fried. Because I'd make little nuggets out of it and fry it. See, there's only a few pieces, y'all. Okay, we're just going to put it like that. Put my salt. Put my salt in it. There's my water. Okay. It's the wide mouth. That. Well, goodness sakes. We'll just do it that way. Okay. All right. That's all the meat that I'm doing today. And I'm going to let this come up to I'm going to let that come up, to warm inside. See, that's not even doing it yet. I'm going to put some more hot water. We'll put this hot water in there because this is still hot. I don't need these now. I really don't need to be putting much more water in there. I got plenty of water in there. I'm going to bring it up to, you know, where it feels the jar's warm, and I think we can go ahead and do it. I'll put the lid on it and we'll get started, okay? And I'll bring you back for that. And I won't have to keep you on here so long, and I'll get some of this mess cleaned up, okay? So don't go nowhere. All right, now I think this is up to where we'll be okay. It'll be safe to go ahead and pressure can these. And if one does bust, well, it'll be a good lesson. I'll be able to show you what happens when it does. But I'm hoping that it don't. But I've got to get this show going because, you know, I got to go get on the bus. I'm making dog food over here with my scraps off my meat. I always use it for something. I don't waste it. Nope, we don't waste around here. Try not to. Sometimes you do. You can't help it, but I really try hard not to. So you're going to make sure that your ring is good, okay, around your lid. I don't know what kind of canner you have, so this won't apply to everyone. If you have this kind, it actually lines up. There's a V here. I'll go ahead and show you the inside of that. That's how much water I have in there, if you can tell. I don't know if you can tell or not. That's how much I have in there. So it's about 3 quarts is what it is. Now, my V is over here, so I'm going to line this up. This is the part I always have problems with. Always. Right there. Okay? It's lined up. Forgot to look through my hole, you guys. I forgot to look through my hole. Always look through if you've got a hole. It's a little pinhole in the top here. It's where the steam comes out. You want to make sure that's not clogged. You want to make sure this goes up and down and that it's not got nothing in it, debris or nothing, okay? Just check it over real good. Put it back on your thing. And then you lock it. Mine, you just pull like that and it's locked. It's not coming apart. Then I got my weights. I use 10 pounds in my altitude, okay? That's what I was going to tell you on that other video too, and I forgot. There's something else I forgot. You have to go by your altitude, you know, where you live, as to how many pounds of pressure. And just Google that, or whatever search engine you have. Just look it up, and you can find out how many pounds of pressure that you'll need. I need 10. I do everything on 10, okay? And then I'm just going to, no, I'm not putting this on yet. So what we're going to do, I'm going to turn this on high. We're going to bring this up, and it's going to start building pressure in there, okay? But I'm not going to put nothing on here. And when I get this steady stream of steam coming out of here, then I'm going to count 10 minutes. And I've told you this on other videos, but I'm just telling you again. 10 minutes, you're going to vent it, okay? And then after 10 minutes, you're going to put your jiggler, that's what I call it, your jiggler, on there, your weights. And then we'll go from there. I'll tell you when we get done with that, okay? So right now, we're just going to wait for it to build up pressure, to get that steam coming out. And when it does, I'll bring you back, okay? Don't go nowhere. All right, guys, here is the steam. See if I can get you over here where you can see it. You might not be able to see because that's coming out. See, that just popped up there. Here's my steam, 10 minutes. We're going to go 10 minutes on this with the steam coming out like this, and then we're going to put our jiggler on, okay? We're going to put our weights on, but we got to let this go 10 minutes. All right, so I'll bring you back in a minute, in 10 minutes. All right, guys. Now, it's been 10 minutes. I turned my thing off. I'm going to put my jiggler on. Do this very carefully. You're going to put it on just like that. It's going to quiet it down for just a little bit, but when it starts rocking, then that's when you're going to start your time. So I'm going to go 90 minutes on all this. And so when this starts jiggling, it'll go like, I'll bring you back when it does it. And it'll start jiggling. We'll go 90 minutes, and then I'll tell you what to do from there, okay? Don't go okay, here we go. It's the jiggling. It's the doing its rocking, doing its little thing. I turn it down just a tad bit, okay? And now I'm going to go 90 minutes from here. So I'm just going to click my thing. There's an hour and whoops, hour and 30 minutes. Okay, so when that's done, this will be done, and I'll bring you back. Hopefully, it'll be before I get on the bus, and I'll be able to bring you back and tell you what to do after that, okay? So 90 minutes, we're going to pressure can these 4 jars of meat. Okay, guys, it's all done. My timer's going off. It's been 90 minutes. I'm going to turn off my heat, and I'm just going to set this back off of the thing very carefully, off the burner. And then it'll start slowing down. So you got to be very careful when you're moving that, okay? And don't mess with the handles or nothing. Just go up underneath the handles and slide it off the burner. And that will go ahead and cool down on its own. And when it does, we'll look in there and see what we got. It usually takes about 30 to 40 minutes. My battery's going dead on my phone. It usually takes about 30 to 40 minutes, and I've got to go get on the bus about 45, so it might be done by the time, and I'll get a snapshot of it, and we'll end this video, and you'll get to watch it tomorrow. I'll put this on tomorrow. So that's really all we can do right now is just sit and wait, okay? So don't go nowhere, and we'll see what we got here in a little bit, okay? All right, it's all done. And all the steam is out of it. My little thing here went down. My little button went down. This, no steam coming out of there. It's still hot though, because I hear it in there kind of tumbling around. But we're going to go ahead and open it because I'm getting ready to go. And I wanted you guys to be able to see it. Now, remember, when we open our canner, no matter what canner you have, open it away from your face. Tilt it toward you, but don't open it toward you. See all that steam? Let me turn this on for just a minute. See all that hot steam? If you used to open that up the other way, it would get you right in the face. Okay? I just cannot stress that enough because, you know, I don't want anyone to get burnt. All right, it looks good, you guys. Okay, I'll let you see. Hold on. Now this is the chicken. What is this? I think this is the turkey. Okay? You see that? That's the turkey. That looks good, don't it? That's going to be good. I'm on our shelf when we're needing some. Here's our chicken legs. Those look really good too. You see them? That's our chicken legs. And then we did 2 deer. And you know what I forgot to do? You see that white? See that right there? That is from your water. And if you don't put a little bit of vinegar in your pan thing, and I totally forgot to do that. Totally forgot to do that. And I always do that. But I sure did forget it. And it's on this jar too. It's just a little hard to get off your jars, you know, when you go to clean your jars. See that one? It's got it too. But I'll just get some vinegar and water after they cool down and everything. Probably tomorrow. And I'll clean those off. A little bit of broth in the bottom. It siphoned some out. It looks like I didn't have enough water, guys. Honestly. I probably should have put a little extra just because I was going 90 minutes. But you see, well, you can't even see. Hold on. I don't hardly have any broth in there or any water liquid in there at all. See that? So, and those will start popping later when they cool down some. But if you can see over here, they're still going. They're still, let me get you down here. I don't know if you can see them or not. They're still cooking. It's still cooking in that jar. Okay. So there you have it. We'll clean these jars up. Can't believe I forgot to put that vinegar in there. Well, you know what? Sometimes you don't get everything right. And that's not going to affect the food at all. Just the jar. It's going to make the jar kind of ugly. But I'll try to get it off. And if I don't, I'm not worried about it because, like I said, it doesn't affect the food. The food's still going to be good. Okay, as long as that seal's good. And if you want to know how the seal, what it's supposed to sound like and all that, go watch my video I did the other day on canning. I think it's titled Canning 2, and I opened 4 jars. And I really was hoping I had a dud so I could let you, see what it was like for one that didn't have any noise or sound or anything to it. But I did. They were all good seals. Anyway, there it is. So I'm going to get off here. I love you guys, and Lord willing, I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.